Now, on to the Sussexes. A recent poll in the US shows that Americans prefer Prince Harry over Prince William. Really, and why?
I'm not sure I would say that poll is representative of many Americans. I would say actually the feeling of most Americans towards the royal family in general is one of apathy or mild appreciation. I'm sure in terms of individual members of the royal family, actually probably Princess Catherine is the most popular in the royal family. I think on the issue of Prince Harry or Prince William, obviously, I don't think Prince William is as much of a presence in the US as he is here in the UK. So that could be reflected in the poll figures. Prince Harry is better known to the American public given his antics over the last few years. But again, it's important to remember that that's just one poll. There are other polls that have suggested that, Prince Harry is probably the most unpopular member of the royal family alongside his wife, Meghan, and right next to Prince Andrew for obvious reasons. So, it's just important to remember that Prince William is not a prince for the US in the same way that he is here in the UK. And obviously his standing with the public may very well reflect that because he's just not as familiar to the American public.
Now, so despite Harry being popular or familiar in the US, apparently Meghan has been advised that she'll have to leave Harry to save her career. How do you square that circle, Esther? Who's the millstone here?
I think that's very much the opposite. Now, I'm obviously not wishing for any couple to break up, especially a couple that has children. But I think anyone who's been paying attention knows that the real power of the Sussexes brand, insofar as it is still powerful, lies in the fact that they are together. They are, a couple, a star couple, effectively. I don't see any way that her star power would increase if she was actually to divorce Prince Harry. But there are rumors that, she's going to be taking a more front-facing role in terms of the couple's brand as, Prince Harry steps back to pursue more passion projects and more acts of service and duty, as we were just talking about earlier. And that makes sense because, Meghan is more comfortable in the spotlight. She was far more of a celebrity, at least in the traditional sense, not in the public figure sense, than Harry was. She was an actress and she mingled with the Hollywood elite, so she's probably more comfortable in the spotlight anyway. And so I'm sure moving forward, their strategy would probably reflect that. But I don't think there's any benefit in terms of sort of star power or financial gain for Meghan to not be with Harry, at least on a superficial level.
And there's been recent talk, obviously, about salvaging the Sussexes' image, and that runs alongside the discussion about how they finance themselves. They're intertwined issues. It just is. Is it all not rosy in Montecito?
Well, I don't think anyone should worry about the Sussexes being able to finance themselves. I mean, that's kind of what happens when you sign these massive multi-million dollar deals with powerhouses like Netflix and what was once Spotify. I'm sure that they have a way to fund their lifestyles for three lifetimes to come. And we also have to remember that Prince Harry, outside of these Hollywood deals, is individually wealthy. His mother left him allegedly a sum of money to the tune of £36 million, which is nothing to scoff at. And that's not including, the money that he probably was previously receiving from his father's estate. So we have to remember that Prince Harry as an individual is quite a high net worth individual. And, Meghan was a moderately successful actress as well on a very famous, popular show. So I don't think, in terms of finances, they have to worry very much. Now, I do understand that they signed these deals, and as Harry said, to actually fund their security for a while to come, because they've lost, obviously, their royal protection, naturally, because they no longer live here and they're no longer active working members of the royal family. And so they have to find a way to fund themselves. Now, the question is, how much money do they need to fund their security? That's something I'm a bit more curious about. I didn't imagine it would cost them $100 million or something in that region, considering how much they signed with Netflix for. But the reality is they're far from a poor couple, and I think they will be fine for very many years.